It's snowing outside, and I just rejetted my Honda CB550, and it runs great now. Runs like a new bike. It's never run this good before. And I wanted to kind of share some tips on how I rejetted. I read tons of forums. Last year I upped the main jet to a 110. I have a 1978 CB550. And so when I was wide open throttle, it was running great. But on the low end, when it was idling and when I first started twisting the throttle, there was kind of a delay, like it was starving for gasoline. So what I did was, normally you want to do these things just change one thing at a time to not complicate the variables. So I knew the idling was bad, and I knew I needed more gas on the throttle. So I decided to move the clip up on the needle so that I would get more gas. And I was debating 1 or 2 slots because, you know, you hate taking the carburetor off and it takes a long time and it's a real pain. But I eventually decided to go with just 1 slot, and it made a huge difference. So if you need more gas or less gas, depending on what you need, maybe 1 slot to start is good enough. Also, with the idle jet, I moved up from a 45 to a 48. So I just went 1 step up. I didn't think it was going to make that much of a difference on these 2 items because it is just 1 slot, and I thought I needed more because it was that bad. But it made a huge difference, just 1 slot. So I guess it's really sensitive. So I thought I'd just share that info. So if you're thinking about changing something in your carburetor, if you need more gas or less fuel, then maybe just a little tweak will do, because this bike runs like brand new right now. It turns over on the first kick, and all it took was raising the needle up from stock, which is 2, the second slot, to the 3rd slot, and then changing the idle jet from a 45 to a 48. My airbox is stock, everything is stock on this bike, but it was just running way too lean for me, and I was getting kickback when I decelerated. It was making the popping sound from the exhaust. Actually, the exhaust is a 4-into-1, so that might have made a difference where I needed to up the jetting. They say you don't need to up the jetting, but I guess I did. So hope this helps you guys, and see ya.